Is it visible? Slide, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, please just. So, hello everyone. I welcome to this session on usability engineering, where we will explore the interaction of cognitive physiology and design. So, today we will discuss a mental model, cognitive load, attention, and cognitive usability principle to improve user experience. So by the end of this session you will gain a deeper understanding of how users think and interact with the digital interface. Okay, so the understanding cognitive physiology in design. So essentially, cognitive physiology is the study of how our brain work and how we perceive, remember, think, and solve the problem. So why is this relevant? Why is this relevant to usability? So because understanding these mental process allow us to design products that align with how users naturally think and behave, so leading to a more intuitive and enjoyable experience. So we'll explore the key concept and the practical strategy for a designing with the user's mind in mind. Okay. So key cognitive concept. So let's start with three fundamental cognitive concepts that are crucial for usability. First is mental model, cognitive loads, and attention. Okay. So mental model, uh, think of a mental model as a user internal representation of how a system works, and it's their understanding, often incomplete, of how things should function. So our goal is to design systems that match those mental model as closely as possible. Okay, next one is cognitive load. So cognitive load refers to the amount of uh, mental effort required uh, to to use a product, and high cognitive load that can lead to frustrations and errors. So while a well-designed interface minimize these load, making tasks easier and more efficient. Okay, so next one is attention. So finally attention is a limited resource. User can only focus on a few things at once. So effective design uses visually cues and clear information architecture to guide the user's attention to what's most important. Okay, so moving to our next slide. So our next one is so next one is mental model in usability. So let's delve deeper into mental models. So basically a mental model is essential. The framework users build in their minds based on their past experiences and knowledge. So impact on the design. So the impact on design is significant when designs align with user existing mental model. So things feel intuitive and easy to use. So when there is a mismatch, confusion and frustration arise. Okay, so think about a familiar icons like trash can for deleting a file. That's a classic example of leveraging the existing mental models. So everyone understands what the icon represents regardless of the specific software they are using. Okay. Next one is it making sense? Hello,
Sir.
is it making some sense? Okay. So next one is managing cognitive load. So basically, people are coming and leaving. So okay. So next one is managing cognitive load. So the cognitive load is the total mental efforts being used in a working memory, and it's crucial to minimize unnecessary cognitive load to improve usability. Okay. So there are three types of cognitive load. First one is intrinsic load, uh, and the next one is ex- extraneous load. Okay, and the next one is German load. Okay, so intrinsic loads, this is basically inherent the complexity of the task itself, and we cannot always reduce this, but we can break down the complex task into uh, smaller and more manageable steps. Okay, next one is extraneous load. So this is the bad stuff, unnecessary informations, distractions and poorly designed interface. So this can be reduced. Okay, next one is German load. So this is the good stuff that the effort invested in actually learning and understanding. So we want to encourage German load while minimizing the extraneous load. Okay. So next one is design strategy. So simplify uh, interface, remove unnecessary elements, provide clear instructions, and use progressive disclosure to reveal informations only when needed. Okay. Next one is attentions and usability. Okay. So as we mentioned, the attention is a limited resource. So user can only focus on a few elements at a time. So this has major implications for design. So understanding attention. So people have limited capacity for processing informations. So if you bombard them with too much informations at once, so they will become overwhelmed and miss the important details. Okay, so next one is design implications. So use a visual hierarchy to guide attentions, size, color, placements and contrast that can all be used to draw the user's eye to key elements. So minimize distractions such as unnecessary animations or pop-ups to help users stay focused on their tasks. Next one is common cognitive errors in user interactions. Okay, so let's talk about the some common cognitive errors basis that can trip up the users. So understanding these biases can help us to design interface that mitigate their effects. So first one is confirmation biases. So users tend to favor information that confirms their existing beliefs, even if that information is inaccurate. So be aware of this when presenting data or asking for a just a minute. हेलो. नहीं 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 एक्चुअली मैं अभी क्लास ले रहा हूँ. ओके. ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक है ठीक करता हूँ. Sorry, somebody called me. So what we are talking about, confirmation biases. So basically users tend to favor the informations that confirm their existing belief, even if that information is inaccurate. So be aware of this when presenting data or asking for the inputs. So next one is overconfidence effect. So user often overestimate their understanding or ability to use a system. So provide clear feedback and error message to help them stay on the track. Okay, next one is anchoring effect. So user often rely uh, too heavily on the first piece of informations they encounter, even if that's irrelevant. So be mindful of the order in which you present informations. Okay. So next one is designing for cognitive ease. So let's explore uh, some principles for designing for cognitive ease. So first one is consistency. So maintain the consistency in a design elements and terminology throughout the interface. This reduces the cognitive load and makes it easier for users to learn and remember how to use the systems. Okay. Next one is a feedback. So which provides the immediate feedback for user actions. So let them know when they have successfully completed a task when there is an error. Okay, or when something is loading. So this helps them understand what's happening and feel in control. Okay, next one is affordance. So design elements should suggest their uses. Buttons should look clickable. So text field should look like they can be typed into. So use the visual cue to guide the user's actions. Okay. So next one is evaluating the cognitive usability. So usability testing. So think aloud, protocol, heuristics, evaluations. Okay. So how do we know if our design are actually cognitively usable? So we need to evaluate them. Okay, so how we will evaluate? By usability testing. So observe the real users interacting with the products. So this is the gold standard. So watch where they struggle, listen to their frustrations, and identify the area for improvements. Okay. Next one is think loud protocols. So which encourage which users to verbalize their thoughts process as they complete tasks. So this provides valuable insight into their mental models and how they are interpreting in the interface. Okay, next one is heuristic evaluations. So have experts review the interface against the stabilized usability principles, which includes the cognitive principles. So this is a cost effective way to identify the potential problems. Okay, next one is, so let's quickly recap what we have covered today. Okay, so first, understanding cognitive principles, which is a vital for creating user friendly design. Next one is key concept including mental models, cognitive load, and attentions management. And next one is effective design reduce cognitive strain and enhance the user experiences. So by designing with a user buying and mind, we can create products that are not only functional but also enjoyable and intuitive to use. Okay, so next week we will focusing on the competitive analysis and preparing for design briefing. Okay, so now we will discuss some questions answers based on whatever we summarize till now. That means whatever we learn since last 1 week, based on that we will now see some MCQ questions. So our very first question is, which component of working memory is responsible for temporarily holding variable informations? What will be the correct answer? First one is phonological loop. Next one is visual sketch pad. Next one is central executive, and option D is none of the above. Which will be the correct answer? Please try to answer. Then I will also explain the correct answers. Hello. Am I audible? Okay. 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 So let me explain. Okay. Now. So first one is a phonological loop. So the phonological loop is a working memory subsystem specifically designed to handle verbal and auditory informations, and it temporarily stores and manipulates the verbal data through process called rehearsal. So this is why it is the, so basically the correct answer for this question is option A, phonological loop. So A is the correct answer. Okay, let me also explain why other options are not correct one. Option B, uh, because this components stores the visual and spatial informations, not verbal. It is involved in tasks that require visualizing objects, or navigating space. So making it incorrect for holding verbal informations. Okay. Next one is central executive. So this one is also not correct. Why this is not correct? Because while the central executive manages attentions and decisions making, and it does not specifically store verbal informations, so its role is more about directing cognitive process rather than holding data. Okay. So this is the incorrect, because phonological loop is the indeed the handle the verbal information. So this one is obviously incorrect. So correct answer for this question is option A. Okay. Is it clear, everybody? Now you can also check the explanation part on your screen. You may go through this slide. I'm giving you some time. Okay. Yes, Emma. You want to add something? Okay, fine. So moving ahead, our next question is what type of cognitive load is associated with the inherent difficulty of learning material? Okay, first one is intrinsic cognitive load, next one is extraneous cognitive load, and German cognitive load, and none of the above. What will the correct answer? Option A. Sayed is saying option A. Okay. Okay, option A. Wait, what is? Just a minute. Okay, everyone is saying option A. Okay, so but what is the correct answer? Yes, true. The correct answer for this question is option A, intrinsic cognitive load. So why this is correct one? Because intrinsic cognitive load refers to the complexity of the materials itself, and it depends on the learner's prior knowledge and is unavoidable. So this is why it is the correct answer. Okay, let me also explain why other options are incorrect. Next one is extensive cognitive load, because such type of load comes from a poor instructional design and does not relate to the materials complexity, and it is unnecessary and can be reduced. Okay. Next one is option C. This one is also incorrect because it relates to the effort put into the learning and schema formations, not inherent difficulty, and it has enhance the learning by promoting the deeper understanding. So this one is also incorrect, and obviously option D is the incorrect, because option A, intrinsic cognitive load, is the correct answer. Now you may also see the explanation part on your screen in the next slide. Please go through this slide. Is it clear, everyone? If it clear, then I will move forward. Okay. So moving ahead to our next question. Our question number third. Okay. So question third is asking which cognitive process involves the manipulation of information in working memory? Which is central executive, phonological loop, Visual Spatial is sketch pad, or none of the above? What is the correct one? Please attempt. Maybe A. Okay. Everyone agree? C. Okay. Jareen sir, no idea. Okay, no problem. I will discuss. So, so the correct answer for this question is option A, central executive. Let me explain why central executive is correct answer for this particular questions. Okay. So basically central executive is the control system of working memory, and it directs attentions, coordinates other component of working memory, and manipulates the information. So this is why it is the correct answer. Okay. Let me also explain other option, why other option are incorrect one. So for example, option B, phonological loop. So it stores the verbal, as we discussed in previous questions, that phonological loop stores the verbal information but does not manipulate it. So its role is more about temporary storage and rehearsal. Okay. Let me also explain why option C is also incorrect, because it stores the visual and spatial information but does not control cognitive process. So it is involved in visual tasks but does not manipulate informations like the central executive. Okay. So the correct answer for this question is option A, central executive. Okay. Now moving towards next question. Now please, this is the explanation part. You may go through this, and if it is clear, then we'll move towards next question. Okay. Okay. So our next question is, which theory suggests that visual and auditory informations are processed differently? Any idea? Option A. Okay. A means dual coding theory. Okay. Fine. Everyone agree with Hema? Okay. So the correct answer is definitely dual coding theory. The option is the correct answer. Let me explain why option is the correct one. Because a dual coding theory states that verbal and visual informations are processed through separate cognitive channel, and this theory explain why combining visual and verbal input, which can enhance the memory retentions. So this is why it is the correct answer. Okay. Let me also explain why other options are incorrect. For example, cognitive load theory. Because cognitive load theory focus on managing cognitive load in learning, not on how different type of informations are proposed. Okay. Next one is working memory theory. So so this is actually describes how information is temporarily stored and manipulated, not specifically about processing the differences between visual and verbal informations. Okay. And these the obviously uh, incorrect, because the correct answer for this question is option A, dual coding theory. Okay. Now you may see the explanation part on your screen in the next upcoming slide. Please go through this slide. If it is clear, then we'll try to move towards next questions. Okay. Everyone, it's fine. Okay. So moving to our next question, question number 5. What is the term for the process of organizing informations into manageable chunks? Is it chunking, encoding, decoding, or none of the above? Okay, chunking. Okay, okay. Yes, the correct answer for this question is option A, chunking, because chunking is a strategy that helps learners process information by breaking it into meaningful groups. So this technique reduces cognitive overload and improves retentions. This is why it is the correct one. Okay, let me also explain another option why that they are incorrect for this particular questions. So option B is encoding. Okay, so this refers to the process of storing information in memory, not organizing it into chunks. Okay, next one is, so this one is the incorrect one. Next one is decoding. So it involves the retrieving and interpreting stored informations, not organizing it. Okay, and the none of the above. This is obviously incorrect because chunking is the in indeed the term for organizing informations into manageable chunks. Okay, and now you may see the explanation part on your screen. Please go through this slide, and if it is clear, then we'll try to move towards next question. Okay, I'm going very slow, so please incorporate. Okay, or do I need to wrap it quickly? It's all right now. Hello.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, okay. So next one is question number 6. Which of the cognitive load is beneficial for learning and involves schema constructions? German cognitive load, intrinsic cognitive load, extensive cognitive load. Okay, so here is saying option A, German cognitive load. Okay, okay, okay. Okay. So yes, the correct answer for this question is German cognitive load. That means option A. Let me explain why this option A is the correct one. Because German cognitive load enhance the learning by promoting schema formations and deeper understanding, and it involves the mental effort put into constructing new knowledge structures. So this is why this is the correct answer. Okay, let me also explain other option why that option is incorrect for this particular questions. For example, intrinsic cognitive load. So it, as we have seen in the previous questions that intrinsic cognitive load is related to task complexity, not schema building. So it is unavoidable and depends on the learner's prior knowledge. Okay, so that's why this is incorrect one. Next one is extensive cognitive load. So this distracts from learning and should be minimized, so it results from poor instructional design. Okay, and this one is also incorrect because German load is beneficial for learning. So option A is the correct one. And now you can also see the explanation part on your screen in the next slide. Okay, Please go through this slide and let me ask if you have any doubt. Okay. Is everyone fine? Jarin sir, is it okay? Okay. So moving to our next question. Our next question is question number 7, and it is saying, what is the primary function of the Visual Spatial Sketchpad in working memory? To store verbal information, to store visual and spatial information, to direct attentions, none of them. Okay, so it is saying option B. Hema, Jarin sir, what you guys think about? Okay, option B. As we discussed several times, same question in different way we are asking, so please don't confuse. Okay, so yes, the correct answer is option B, to store visual and spatial informations. Let me explain why this is correct one. Because the Visual Spatial Sketchpad is a component of working memory, and that holds and manipulates the image and spatial data. So this is why it is the correct answer. Okay, let me also explain the another option. For example, to store verbal informations. So this is basically handled by the phonological loop, not the Visual Spatial Sketchpad. Okay, for example, option C is saying to direct attentions. So this is also incorrect, because the central executive performs this function, not the Visual Spatial Sketchpad. Okay, and option D is obviously incorrect, because option B is the correct one. So yeah, and now you can see the explanation part on your screen. Please go through this slide. Is it okay? Everyone, it's okay? Okay. So moving to our next question. Question number 8. Which cognitive frameworks help designers to understand user mental process? So option A is cognitive framework. Option B is user experience framework, human computer interaction framework, or none of the above. Okay, so it is saying option A. Everyone agree? Okay. Okay, so let me explain why cognitive framework is correct answer. Because cognitive framework helps to analyze the user cognition in interactions design. So it provides the insight into how user process informations and make decisions. So adding in the design of more intuitive interfaces. So this is why the correct answer. Okay, let me also explain why other options are incorrect. For example, user experience framework. Okay, so this is the incorrect one. Why? Because it focuses on usability, not on cognitive process. Okay, next one is human computer interactions framework. So this covers the broader interactions aspect, not just cognitions. Okay, and option D is obviously Incorrect, because a cognitive framework does help the designers to understand user mental process. Okay, and now you can see the explanation part on your screen in the next upcoming slide. Please go through this slide, and if it is clear, then we'll move towards next questions. Is it okay? Hello. Okay, so next question is question number 9. What theory explain why people might remember images more effectively than text? Okay, Hema is saying cognitive load theory. Okay, okay. Option B, cognitive load theory. Jarin sir. Okay, so let me explain. The correct answer for this question is theory for dual coding. Okay, the theory of dual coding suggests that combining visual and verbal inputs enhance the memory reactions, and this is because visual and verbal informations are processed through separate channels, so which can reinforce uh, uh, each others. So this is why it is the correct answers. Okay, let me explain other option why that particular answer is why the other options are incorrect for the particular questions. For example, option B, so it does not explain memory retention superiority, so it focus on managing cognitive load only. Option B is working memory theory, because this is also incorrect because it deals with temporary information processing, not specifically, so why image might be remembered better than text. So the correct answer for this question is option A, and now you may see the explanation part on your screen in the next slide. Please go through this slide. Is it okay to everyone? Okay. Okay, so moving to our next questions. So our next question is, what is the next question? What term describes the mental effort required to process the unnecessary information in instructional design? Extraneous cognitive load, intrinsic cognitive load, J-man cognitive load, or none of the above? Please answer. Please try to answer. Whether it's right, it's wrong, don't worry. Okay. B, A, okay. So the correct answer for this question is extraneous cognitive load. So let me explain why extraneous cognitive load is the correct answer for this particular questions. Because extraneous cognitive load refers to the mental effort wasted on processing unnecessary informations due to the poor instructional design. So this type of load hampers learning and should be minimized. Okay, so this is why it is correct answer. Okay, let me also explain why other options are incorrect. For example, intrinsic cognitive load. So this is incorrect one because it related to material complexity, not unnecessary informations. So this one is definitely incorrect one. Next one is German cognitive load. This one is suppose the learning and schema formations, not unnecessary processing. So this one is obviously incorrect answer. And option D is incorrect because extraneous cognitive load is indeed the term of unnecessary mental effort. So the correct answer for this question is option A. Okay, and now you can also check the explanation part on your screen in the next slide. Please go through this slide. And if it is clear, then we'll try to move towards next question. Okay, everyone. Okay, okay. So moving to ask next question. Just a minute, just a minute. Next question is question number 11. Okay, so question number 11 is which component of working memory is responsible for directing attention and manipulating informations? Option A is central executive, phonological loop, visuospatial sketchpad, or none of the above. Please answer. Okay, option A. Jarin sir, Hama ma'am, what do you think? Option A, ma'am. Okay, option A is the correct one. So yeah, obviously all of you are saying option A. So the correct answer is option A, central executive. Okay, let me explain why central executive is the correct answer options for this particular questions, because the central executive is the control system of working memory, and it allocates the resource, directs the cognitive process, and manipulates the information. So this is why it is a correct answer. Okay, let me also explain other options why other are incorrect. For example, phonological loop, this is incorrect because it stores verbal data. It stores the verbal data but not the control attentions or manipulate the information in the same way as the central executive. Okay, next one is option C. This one is also incorrect because it manages the spatial data but does not direct cognitions or manipulate the informations like the central executive. Okay, so the correct answer is option A. And now you may see the explanation part on your screen in the next slide. Please go through this slide, and if it is clear, then I will try to move towards next question. Is it okay? Hello. Okay, so moving to ask next question. What is the term for the discomfort caused by holding two contradictory ideas simultaneously? Cognitive dissonance, expectation effect, forming effect, or none of the above? Please answer. Option A. Okay. Feeling bored? Hello. Okay, just wait for a few minutes. I will, I will try to wrap it quickly. We have just few questions, and then if you feel boring, so yeah. So the correct answer for this particular question is option A, cognitive dissonance. So because cognitive dissonance describes the physiological discomfort experienced when holding the conflicting belief or value. So this discomfort motivates the individuals to resolve the inconsistency. So this is why it is the correct answer. Let me also explain why other option is incorrect. For example, expectations effect. So this is incorrect one because it relates to how expectations influence the outcomes, not discomfort from the conflicting the ideas. Okay, next one is the framing effect. So this describes the decision making biases, not physiological discomfort from conflicting beliefs. Okay, so the correct answer for this particular question is option A, cognitive dissonance. Okay, now you can check the explanation part on your screen in the next slide. Now you can see on your screen. Please go through this. Is it okay? Okay, Hema. Okay, so next question is which cognitive process involves the conversion of visual informations into verbal codes? Articulatory rehearsals mechanism, phonological loop, visuospatial sketchpad, or none of the above? Option A. Okay. So yes, the correct answer for this question is articulatory rehearsal mechanism. So why this particular option is correct? Because the articulatory rehearsals mechanism helps in the verbal encoding of visual data, and this process involves the converting visual informations into a verbal code to add memory and understanding. So this is why it is the correct answer. Okay, let me also explain other option why other they are incorrect. For example, option B, phonological phonological loop. So this stores the verbal information but does not convert the visual data into verbal codes. Next one is option C. So deal with image, not the verbal encoding. Okay, so the correct answer is option A. Okay, so now you can check the explanation part. Please go through this. Yeah. Then I will. So moving to our next question. Of question 14. So what type of cognitive load is unavoidable and inherent to the learning material? Okay, so it's intrinsic cognitive load or extraneous cognitive load or Gammon cognitive load. Option A. Okay, okay, okay. Yes, true. The intrinsic cognitive load is the correct answer. So let me explain why this is correct one. Because the intrinsic cognitive load is related to the complexity of the material itself, which itself and cannot be reduced, and it depends on learners prior knowledge and is a natural part of the learning complex subject. So this is why this is the correct answer. Okay, let me explain other option why they are incorrect. For example, extraneous cognitive load, this is incorrect because the unnecessary and avoidable resulting from poor instructional design. Okay, next one is option C is the also incorrect because it supposes the learning and involves the schema formations, not inherent complexity. Okay, so this is also incorrect one, and now you can check the expression part. Yeah, please go through this slide. So moving to our next question. Our next question is on your screen. Which theory provides the guideline for instructional design to minimize unnecessary cognitive load? So, cognitive load theory, working memory theory, dual coding theory, or none of the above? Please answer. Then I will explain. Provide you the explanation part. Option B. Okay. Jarin sir, Hema ma'am. Option B, Jarin sir. Okay. Hema ma'am, what do you think? Option B. Okay, everyone is saying option B. Let me check. So, but the correct answer for this question is option A, cognitive load theory. Why this is correct one? Because cognitive load theory helps to optimize the learning by reducing extraneous load, and it provides the guideline for the instructional design to ensure that learners focus on relevant informations and minimize the unnecessary mental effort. So this is why it is the correct answer. Okay, so A is the correct answer. Let me also explain why other options are not uh, considered. For example, working memory theory. So this describes the memory process but does not provide the guideline for instructional design. Okay, what it describes the memory process. So yeah, next one is dual coding theory. So it explains the visual verbal memory enhancement and not specifically about minimizing the unnecessary cognitive load. Okay, so the correct answer for this question is option A. None of the above is incorrect because cognitive load theory in indeed provides these guidelines. So the correct answer for this particular question is option A, cognitive load theory. Okay, now you may check the explanation part on your screen. Yeah, please go through this. Is it clear? Okay, everyone, is it okay? Jarin sir, Hema ma'am, yeah. Hema ma'am, is it okay? Okay, so yeah, that's it from my side. Thank you guys, thank you so much. So that's it. If you have any question, you may ask me. Okay. Can we take one selfie? Can all of you we can turn on the camera? If there's problem, we if everyone is agree, then we can take. Okay. Can we turn on the camera? We can take a selfie. Like we can take. Yeah. Hello, Sayed. Jadin sir. Okay. Leave it. Chalo. We take it. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sayed. Thank you so much.